All right, guys, so today we're going to do a bit of a form check on our goblet squat. So I've got lovely Claire here today, so she's going to help us out with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up our kettlebell. So we're just going to go through the movement first at the top position. So weight on the chest, trying to make sure that the weight is not coming forward from the chest. So we're keeping it pinned up against our chest the entire time. And we're just going to go into our nice, comfortable squat stance. So for Claire, that's just outside shoulder width apart. And she's going to brace at the top, so she's going to take a big breath in, and she's going to come down as low as she can. Good, and then back up to the top position. So let's get a couple reps in there. Beautiful. All right, so that breath that she's taking at the top is just going to keep your core nice and safe. It's going to keep your chest nice and upright. We're not moving it all through the spine. Great job. So from there, if you can go up heavier weights, if you have that sort of equipment accessible, you'd go up in dumbbell weights and still staying within that rep in reserve range that I've set for you on the app. And if you start to get to the point where the weight that you have is not enough to make it as hard as you would like it, we can do things to make it a little bit more difficult. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come down with a 5-second tempo to start. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back up. Let's go another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back up again. So doing that with the weight that you have will definitely make things a little bit harder. So just slowing down the eccentrics, slowing down the tempos is one way that we can just make things a little bit more challenging. Another way is we can add in a half repetition. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 1.5 rep. So Claire's going to come all the way down, just control, back up halfway, back down and up. That would be 1 repetition. So just adding a little bit more time under tension and adding a little bit more difficulty to that as well. One thing I wanted to note is if you feel like the weight is pulling you too far forward, if you have a very hip dominant hinge, when you're leaning really far forward, you're fighting the forces of gravity with that weight a little bit too much, what we can do is we can add in a heel elevation. And what that's going to do is going to provide artificial mobility. So it's going to allow us to come deeper into the squat. It's going to be a little bit more quad focused than hip focused. And it's going to allow us to keep a much more upright torso. So we're going to go a little bit heavier with that one for Claire. And just note how much deeper she gets in the bottom and she's able to keep a really upright torso. Beautiful. Good. Let's go a couple reps there. So she's getting heaps more range. Chest is much taller at the bottom. And she's not feeling like she's pulling forward out of the bottom as well. So good job. If you are in the gym environment, you could progress onto using other bits of machinery and other bits of kit if you have those available. So hack squats, pendulum squats, leg presses, and you can start to load the weight up a little bit more on those and still staying in between those rep in reserve numbers that I've set for you. And if you are not sure about what else to do, you can all message me through the app and reach out and I'll give you some ideas and some help with that too. So.